Well. What is up, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News, the only live call-in show on YouTube. All right, not really, but we are somewhat average. It is the last day of 2019. Some places are actually already into 2020. Tonight we have a special episode because we have some horrible things happening around the world. No, but really, we'll be right back after this.
All the world going crazy, sniping those protesters. The U.S. Embassy gonna start something that we will never see.
All right. What is up, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and wow. So a lot of people predicted that there would be some crazy stuff happening on New Year's Eve. A lot of people have predicted a lot of things about 2020 and what is going on. Well, something today happened that was extremely bad for everyone, really. So we're going to talk about that here in a second. The U.S. Embassy, again, was basically hit. So that is a very bad thing. And by who is really the big problem. Or, we never know if it was a Fantastic Freddy or what. But I have a feeling, and I have said before many times, that I believe that, something that keeps a president in office is usually a word that starts with the W. And it's not Bush's middle name. So we're going to go over that. Just to let you guys know, we're going to do a short show. We're going to have calls tonight, but we are going to be very strict on our 5-minute call policy. It is 224400 if you want to call in. Specifically, I'm asking for people to call in about the situation that we have today, which is a huge deal. So we're going to talk about that. If you don't know what happened, then I'm about to tell you here in a second. But before we get started, we have all of the articles here today backed up, and you can actually see those if you go to marfooglenews.com. So just type in MARFOOGLE news.com, and you will see this thumbnail on our website, which will actually bring you to this page. And this page actually has every single article that we are reading here today, every tweet, every video, anything that we actually share, we actually archive it here. So if you're watching this a month later, if you're watching this in 2025, you will hopefully be able to go back to here and see any of the articles and read along on a second device, or just, take your time on and absorb all of the information. Again, the caller info will be down here. And afterwards, by the end of the show, this will actually be filled with all of the callers' info. So, say in the past, we've had bigger and smaller YouTubers alike call in. Their channels will be featured there. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Dex. Dex has actually got a screen to my left, dedicated to all of the caller info. So if you call in and you say, hey, I want you to look at this document on, whitehouse.gov or whatever, he can actually put it on my screen, and then I can then share it with you guys. So we have a direct connection. He is in Marfoogle Studios East. I, of course, am in Marfoogle Studios West. So from across the country, we have a live connection. Dex, let's do a sound check real quick.
A happy New Year, Adam, and happy New Year's, Foogle fam.
It's so crazy. I mean, does anybody believe it is now virtually 2020? I mean, just saying that is absolutely crazy. I remember saying, I can't believe it's the 2000s, and it was 2000 and 2001, and then 2010, and now 2020.
This decade has gone by in a hurry, and so has this year. It's been crazy. Totally agree.
Just like nothing. You've been with me, I believe, a year now, almost a year. You started.
Yeah, right at it.
You started with me almost a year ago. Absolutely nuts. We have gone through so much over the last year. It is absolutely crazy. Who knows? Maybe we'll do some sort of year cap up of the craziest things. For now, without further ado, though, we need to get into this. It says, cheers, tears, and prayers for 2020. A new decade is ushered in. Revelers around the globe are bidding farewell to a decade that will be remembered for the rise of social media, the Arab Spring, and the Me Too movement, and of course, President DT. A look at how the world is ushering in 2020. So, Dex, do you want to explain what you wanted that in here for? Because I know that this is one of your articles.
Well, yeah, obviously it's the new year. We all know it's the new year, but there's lots that have gone on this year, and lots of this is a good recap of things that have happened across the new year. And then, it's interesting as we, go through this evening, you guys can actually, and I'm sure many people do this, as they watch the new year roll from town to town and how it happens. And, when you look at a place like Paris, it's been in a lot of turmoil lately. And hoping that they, can get over that for now and actually celebrate something as opposed to going through all the turmoil they were going through as the new year rolls through, which it probably already has there by now.
Well, and when you look at all of the country names here, each one of them has had some huge event in 2019. In fact, yeah, I mean, a lot of the people that are looking at this, New Zealand, obviously, that was a huge event. So mainly, if you go to this article, this has all of the different countries and major things that erupted over 2019. I mean, look at this. When you really put these all in one place, each one of these country names means something huge. London and all of the protests and everything else that was going on in Paris. You have Australia, huge events there. Of course, New Zealand had the event that nobody wants to talk about. In fact, that event changed the world of YouTube even. That's why they have the rule of 1,000 subscribers before you go live on your cell phone. South Africa, of course, had a huge ordeal there as well. And then, of course, United Arab Emirates, Japan. Just a couple days ago, too, they just had another false missile alert basically put out on their newscast. Like that happens, So we have just had an absolutely nuts 2019. And 2020 is supposed to be even crazier. Not only with some of the things that are happening, but with some of the things that are actually coming out technology-wise. And then we're going to talk about in here in a second. New York, they say, is the safest place to be or Times Square, more specific, is going to be the safest place to be during New Year's Eve, which is crazy because they're talking about what they've deployed this year at Times Square. You're going to be like, what the heck? So we'll talk about that actually right now. Times Square is the safest place on earth to spend New Year's Eve, according to NYPD. It says New York City counterterrorism SAR expects Times Square to be the safest place on planet Earth on New Year's Eve. Thousands of police officers will be on duty for Tuesday night's festivities, along with specialized units armed with long guns, bomb-sniffing dogs, and other measures. For the first time, police drones are expected to keep watch over the big confetti-filled celebration, a year late after rain grounded the department's unmanned eye in the sky last year. So, again, they are going to have several, and somebody said at least 3 or 4 dozen, but I don't know how many are actually going to be up. They are actually putting drones and police drones up in the sky during the entire celebration. So some of these are not like your usual, Inspired that last half an hour. Some of these are actual commercial and industrial grade drones that they have made for the police. So long battery times, all this kind of stuff, cameras. Now, of course, we have seen that they are starting to weaponize in other parts of the country and other parts of the world. They are weaponizing and actually placing weapons on these drones. Think about when they add facial recognition and when they add AI to these drones. This is the first step. We are actually seeing the future right in front of our eyes. It's just all in subtle little steps. So you are going to be at New Year's Times Square, and if you're there, or if you're watching and about to head out to there, give us a call and tell us how your experience usually works at Times Square. I'd love to hear it. Again, that's 224-400-MARF. Now you're going to look up and you're going to see these drones watching over you. It's quite futuristic and quite crazy, actually. It says, for the first time, police drones are expected to keep watch over the big confetti-filled celebration. This year's forecast calls for some clouds, but no rain and none of the bitter cold that iced out spectators 2 years ago. It says the NYPD's Deputy Commissioner for Intelligence and Counter T says John Miller said stacking various security tools and techniques gives police, quote, multiple chances to catch something coming through. Now, what would be coming through? Obviously, there's a lot of things that could possibly happen. If there was a symbolic day to do something, it would probably be today. Honestly, it kind of freaks me out. What are you guys doing for New Year's? Let us know. I would love for you to call in and say, are you guys staying in? Are you going to a very populated area? These are the kind of things people now think of. 30 years ago, you wouldn't have thought about it. You would have just went to the New Year's event. Now, there are a good amount of people, and I would say a lot of people, that do not do anything for New Year's and for special events because of what has happened over the last 10 years. I mean, we're talking about, you can't even go to a country concert without something weird happening. And I say weird because who knows, right? And it says Times Square is probably going to be the safest place on planet Earth on New Year's Eve because nobody else puts the kind of effort into an event like this. So that's pretty crazy. I guess Post Malone, BTS, and Alanis Morissette are scheduled to perform. Really, BTS? God, just so crazy what is popular right now. It said Dermont Shea, police commissioner, said there are no specific credible threats to the event, which brings hundreds of thousands of people to Midtown Manhattan and attracts millions of TV viewers. See, that's the thing. Not only is this one of the most symbolic times ever, I mean, like this is 19 going into year 2020. I mean, it just, in however many futuristic movies we saw the year 2020. And now we are actually here. But also in New York, it is always something that they think about because this is televised to millions and millions of people. If you are not watching your local New Year's Eve celebration, you're usually watching the New York Times, the New York Square, the ball dropping. So, I mean, that's what everybody does. That's your fallback, right? Any year that we have not done something and we're like, we're not going to go out this year, the fallback plan is watch New York's celebration and watch Don Lemon get drunk or whatever may happen, tonight. So, with that being said, hopefully everybody stays safe down there. We have a lot of information that has come over the last 6 months that says that this might be a very specific day symbolically too. A lot of the numerologists say things are going on, but and once you see the news that happened today, maybe that's what was supposed to happen. Who knows? Kim Jong-un, NK, ending test moratoriums. It says out of Seoul, NK leader Kim Jong-un has declared Pyongyang is abandoning its moratorium on nuclear and intercontinental ballistic missile tests, state media reported Wednesday. It says, quote, there is no ground for us to get unilaterally bound to the commitment any longer. It says the world will witness a new strategic weapon to be possessed by the DPRK in the near future. So, Dex, do you know what the heck he's talking about? Is he saying that he's going to have something better or different than a traditional missile?
Well, yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Obviously, he's pulling back and saying, "Look, we're moving forward," and saying, "Hey, we're not adhering to the pullback. We're going to go forward with our testing. We're going to do whatever it is we want to do." And now he's saying he's bringing something new out, and I'm, kind of concerned what it may be. Now, obviously, there's a lot of chest beating going on. He's always done this, but we also have another article that talks more specifically about the strategic weapon that he's creating.
Because our specialists think
day after day with him.
Our specialists think that they are planning a satellite drop EMP. That's what they would be trying to do. But isn't there's non-nuclear EMP too, right? So you don't actually have to. You don't have to.
Yeah,
have
it doesn't have
involved.
to be a nuke.
Wow,
correct. It does not have to be.
It said,
we're gonna do some more research on that, and we'll share that with folks. But yeah, there's a lot of other interesting things that could be coming out from him, and as we learn more, we will definitely tell you.
So we'll be looking at this, and we will keep track of it as it goes on. And of course, we've heard some of this stuff 2 weeks to a month before anybody said it on mainstream. So we will see. It says Kim Jong-un threatens world with new strategic weapon as he warns U.S. and T-Man of helpless suffering in New Year address. It says Kim has said he is planning a new strategic weapon. I mean, like, what would that be, right? In a New Year address that saw him rail against the U.S. and DT Commander-in-Chief. It says NK would continue developing, quote, necessary strategic weapons until the U.S. drops its hostile policy towards the country. Mr. Kim said in the highly anticipated address to the key ruling Workers' Party meeting. So whatever this new thing is, he says he threatened that the U.S. would suffer helplessly if there continued to be delays in talks aimed at dismantling NK's nuclear and missile programs. Wow. And then I love this. Mr. Kim accused the T-Man administration of having gangster-like demands. Gangster-like demands. So I can just see T-Man with the side bandana, Tupac style, say, hey, yo, take your nukes out. Now, this is what is really, really concerning a lot of us. This is actually something that we talked about a week and a half ago. So this really unnerves us. We specifically talked about and told you guys that we would be looking at embassies. The reason why we did that is because our military members, we've got a lot of really amazing military members, and they were told in their briefings that embassies were one of the things that they were looking to protect. Now, the U.S. Embassy in Ryak was actually struck, and this was in response. So I'll read right here. Angered by deadly airstrikes targeting an Iranian-backed militia, dozens of Ryaki, and if I say it differently, it's on purpose, militiamen and their supporters broke into the U.S. Embassy compound in Baghdad on Tuesday, smashing a main door and setting fire to a reception area in one of the worst attacks on the embassy in recent memory. American guards fired tear gas, and palls of smoke rose over the embassy grounds. An AP reporter at the scene saw flames rising from inside the compound and U.S. soldiers on the roof of the main embassy building with their guns pointed at protesters. It says a man on a loudspeaker urged the mob not to enter the compound, saying, quote, "The message was delivered." There were no reports of casualties. The State Department said all American personnel were safe and there were no plans to evacuate the embassy. The government planned to send more troops to protect the compound. Now, this has been taken a whole lot more seriously because, so now the diplomats were in a safe room, right? And they were going to send 100 more Marines to end up supporting them, correct? Doesn't sound like much when it's on paper.
Yeah, that's what it says. They're in some articles they've called it a safe room. In some places they've called it safe space. And obviously they've got them in a position where they're not going to be harmed unless something greater happens.
So here's what President DT actually said back. He said it on Twitter. It says President DT blamed Ryan for the embassy breach and called on Ryak to protect the diplomatic mission. It says, quote, "Ryan killed an American contractor, wounding many. We strongly responded and always will. Now, Ryan is orchestrating an attack on the U.S. Embassy in Ryak, protecting the, and it says they will be held fully responsible. In addition, we expect Ryak to use its forces to protect the embassy and so notified." He tweeted it from his estate in Palm Beach, Florida. So this could turn into a whole lot more. And some people I've heard, even some people on Twitter were like, oh, it's not a big deal. This is a huge deal. It's a U.S. embassy. If you want to talk about acts of conflict or the W word, this is actually far further than you need for an act of conflict. Is there somebody out in that audience that actually is part of, say, a paid crew or something? We don't know. Because obviously there's some theories that, we would want something like this to happen or somebody to throw the first punch. Just saying. Me and my buddy Fantastic Freddy thought that for a while. So, and if you don't get that, make sure to ask a neighbor in the chat. It says, U.S. presses riot to protect American personnel after embassy attack. There will be no Benghazis. And yes, I'm saying it wrong. Former CIA station chief Dan Hoffman reacts to protesters attacking the U.S. embassy in Baghdad in response to retaliatory airstrikes from the Pentagon. It says T-Man administration officials and U.S. lawmakers turned up pressure on Iraq's government to keep up American personnel in the country safe after a stunning assault on the embassy in Baghdad renewed concerns about the influence of Ryan. Dozens of Iraqi Shnit militiamen and their supporters breached the compound Tuesday, smashing a main door and setting fire to a reception area as protests raged over U.S. airstrikes over the weekend that killed members of the Ryan-backed militia. President T-Man, Commander-in-Chief, accused Ryan of orchestrating the attack. So, this is definitely not good things. U.S. to send over 100 Marines to this embassy in Iraq after the attack. Now, here's where this comes in. We actually have more information about this, that it was closer to 600. Now, I'm actually surprised. You're probably going to see more on, because we will not be on live when the stuff that we think is supposedly going to happen. I would definitely tune into Israeli News Live, Steve Ben-Danoon. I think he will have a good update on this, I assume, because we do have some sources, some mutual sources. So I think that this is a tit for tat. I've talked about tit for tats a long time. I mean, it's really common sense. There's one thing done, then a retaliatory, then a retaliatory, then a retaliatory, and then usually something bigger happens. So we don't know what's going to happen, but symbolically, this is a huge day right now. We are going into 2020. We are right before T-Man is supposed to leave office or get voted back in for another 4 years. So there's a lot of things. The one thing that usually happens, though, is if we do get in a serious conflict with any other country, usually the American people do not want to see a president change when we are in the middle of a big conflict. I've said it for like a year, probably could go back a year ago. I have a feeling, and my prediction is that we are going to start something very soon, even if it doesn't affect any of us in America or in Europe or anywhere. Say it's not WW3, but a conflict that will make it to where the point where most people, their public opinion is that we don't want to switch to a new guy when we get into this serious conflict. It's kind of what happened with Mr. Bush. So, Junior, that is. So we'll see what goes on. They could do a whole shock and awe off of just this event. I mean, like, they could do something just like it. And do we know what they're going to do retaliatory wise? We don't even know yet, right?
No, but I just saw in another piece of research doing that we've actually prepared up to potentially 4,000 now to go. 750 paratroopers are on the way and being deployed immediately.
Paratroopers.
And another 4,000 paratroopers, an alert brigade of roughly 4,000 paratroopers known as the DRB, Deployment Ready Brigade, has been told to prepare for possible deployment in the days ahead.
This is exactly. Yep. This is crazy. Somebody just made a comment that said gold just went up to 1,500 an ounce. I wonder if that, I'm not a gold expert. I wonder if that kind of relates to things when things like this happen. I would bet, like, when people think that we're about to go to conflict, they would probably, buy up gold and prices would go up. I don't know. It's pretty nuts. So yeah, this is not a very good scene right here. And then T-Man says Ryan will be held fully responsible. So this is more confirmation. They are indeed going to be held. Doesn't matter what they say. fully responsible for the attack on the U.S. Embassy, which is kind of weird, right? How do they know which... Okay, I won't say anything more because I like staying on the platform. But the question has been asked, and I wonder what you guys think. Yeah, again, I don't know how they can actually 100% say that, and I'm not trying to, stick up for them. I'm saying there's been some pretty weird things that have happened on both sides as far as, somebody standing in the audience with, somebody else's clothes on and saying, I'm from this and I'm going to do this, and now, we can start a conflict. You guys get what I mean. All right. So again, we're gonna do some very, very quick things. 22440 Marf. If you guys do want to end up helping the show, Dex, can you tell them why they should actually go with Nord rather than any others?
Hey, Adam, I certainly can. I'm sorry, I was on a call. Yeah, look, NordVPN is so simple and easy to use. I've been using VPNs for years, and especially Nord. Even my mom uses it. It will protect your computer from intruders that are trying to find your IP address and get into it, and it'll also protect people from snooping around all the information you're passing across the internet. So, getting a VPN is common sense. It's one of the many things you use to protect yourself. You should have a VPN. You should be using it. NordVPN has some great specials and offers just for the Marfoogle fam. So definitely go check it out, marfooglenews.vpn. It's a great product, very easy to use. So highly recommend it. Well,
thank you, Dex. No worries. Get on those phones. So we're going to take calls. We do want to say, though, if you do end up getting... So I just think anybody should have a VPN, period. But if you're going to get one, and a major one like Nord, get it through us and it will actually help the show. We actually get special savings, so you can get really, really awesome plans if you use the code Marfoogle. Mainly, you could do similar plans through other people. If you go through ours, then of course that same thing, it won't affect you price-wise, but it will help the channel. As far as something that I actually think and recommend will save lives eventually, EMP Shield. This is a product you guys probably mostly all know Andrew now. Andrew did his thank you video with the whole factory. These are handmade in the United States in Kansas. The entire family, they are now expanding because of their government contracts. So they're going to be bringing in more American workers, an awesome company, but they are also working with the Texas Grid, part of the DEMSO team. So they can officially say that they are going to be helping protect the Texas Grid. And then, of course, the United States DOD and Homeland Security have worked with these guys as well. So this is a big deal. Basically, I'm saying don't expect them to protect you. You can ask people like able-bodied who's gone through martial law that when it came time for them to protect her, basically some of these people left and went to protect their own families. So during a major disaster or an EMP, if we lose our power because of a CME, this can actually protect your devices, protect your home, protect your car, protect your generator. Again, if your car doesn't run to get you to that bug out spot, then what good is it? If your generator doesn't run, you could have 50 gallons of gas, but if your generator's fried, what the heck good is it? Again, you can't really put your entire house, your generator, your car, your RV, your boat in a Faraday cage, or I guess you could try, but you're going to look like a weirdo, and people would probably think they're driving by a zoo. Or you could get the EMP Shield, and it helps us. You actually get a very, very special deal for New Year's Eve. They're doing a crazy deal, so go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. Again, it's a veteran-owned business, and it's 100% American-made, and it will 100% protect American people. So, again, check that out, marfooglenews.com/EMP. Again, you can get it for all sorts of different devices, and if you get multiple, now there's bundle deals. So, check it out, and thank you guys for helping support us at the same time. All right, we're going to get to calls right now. Nothing in the show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else who helps the show, including the mods. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. So if somebody says you should tie a Jeffrey Epstein ornament around your neck, then you probably should check with the doctor on that. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. And if you haven't checked out Marfoogle News, our main channel, it is closing in on 150,000. We're actually past to 148, so that needs to be updated. But yeah, again, you can actually go there by just typing in marfoogle.news into any browser. You can also share it that way. All right, and then if you want to get into Discord, we have military groups. We have a creators corner, which January 1st, a lot of changes. I got to stress this. If you're ever thinking of starting a YouTube channel, or you already have, make sure to get in there because we are going to help protect, and we're going to stand with big YouTubers alike. So if you're a smaller YouTuber, I have talked to over 30 big YouTubers, and we are going to work on protecting all of us. So make sure to hop in there, 100 plus subs and 20 plus vids. So if you just started out, make sure to get some vids in there and you'll be able to join. And then marfooglenews.com is where you sign up for Marfoogle Alerts. That is the information that we're going to send you that we can't say here on YouTube. You don't have to pay for it. It's absolutely free. And we're going to be giving you information that you won't hear anywhere else. So again, this is to get you in the door and to give you kind of this is like the gateway drug to the real news. And then we're going to give you like the real red pill in alerts, and we're still building the system. And then again, notifications. If you have been missing notifications, being told, tomorrow, the next day, 40 days ago, make sure to get notifications on our website. Now, once you get a notification, say it's on the top of your phone, you click on it, it will go directly to the video. Obviously, we know that the other system is quite flawed, so we made our own. You can go, website notifications are now available, works with most all browsers and Android. iOS is coming soon. And then look for the prompt and click the bell in the bottom right corner. Go to marfooglenews.com for absolutely everything. It's going to be great. Okay, let's get pump-a-lumpin', I guess. That's the word I'm going to use. And we are going to get that going. Okay, so we got a bunch of people. I'm going to say the super chats. Thank you guys thank you guys. Happy New Year. Thank you guys for supporting us. Jeez Louise. Okay. Central Florida Prepper. Happy New Year's. Adam, Dex, Mods, and Foogle fam. I hope all has prepared or in the process of preparation. Be safe and see you in 2020. Thank you, CFP. If you guys haven't checked out Central Florida Prepper, make sure to go over and head out and check him out. JCG says, Happy New Year. We wish you and your family a safe and an uneventful new decade. Hopefully it is too. And we're actually not doing anything. We are actually going to stay at home. That's kind of how we feel about it right now. I think the map and unknown drones are the UN. That's what NGolden03 says. Susan Donahue, 27 minutes ago. Adam, I Pet Goat 2 has a fireworks and tanks scene. I don't remember that from the scene. And then MG Toe Forever. Thank you, Susan Donahue. I appreciate you. And then MG Toe Forever. Happy New Year, Foogle fam. Thank you, MG Toe. Haven't seen you in a minute. Priscilla Ross Foss says, best wishes to you and your family and Dex and his family in the coming year. SP1111. Happy New Year, everyone. And then Susan Donahue again. Get prepped up, get prayed up, and put on the full armor of God. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for your support time and time again. Thank you. Dustin Westphalen, celebrate a new year, but also ready for anything. My gear out back, up, car, EMP ready. That is awesome. Thank you, Dustin, and that's really, really smart of you. Woman of Wonder, Happy New Year. Big thank you to our troops and law enforcement. I think a lot of people forget that, too. They've got families as well. Tammy Farrell, says, may God bless the Marines and 750 U.S. 82nd Airborne. So I'm wondering if those are the guys that are getting sent. Yes, they are. 750 paratroopers. Happy 2020 to you and yours. Keep up the good work. You are so much very appreciated. Sweet Melissa, that's huge. You didn't have to do that much. Thank you for the $50 super chat. We appreciate it. And then Ian Ground H2O, thank you for subscribing. As always, if you subscribe during the live stream, you will get a live shout out. Candy K, thank you for just subscribing 9 minutes ago. Vaneki Potashio V-Rocks Pet says, Happy New Year, Marfia. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I Pet Mermaid. Oh, another one. Marf, I've been watching you since day one. Best show on YouTube. Happy New Year. Thanks to you. And I met my friend JStone78, who lives 15 minutes from me. I hope she forgives me for not showing up tonight. And go Seahawks, fan for life here. I Pet Mermaid, another one. You don't have to do that much. Thank you so much, though. It helps go towards all of us, and thank you for supporting us. I Pet Mermaid, JSone78. I hope JSone's here. She is one of my, one of my good friends, and one of my best mods. So, Born a Hawkeye, Stand Strong, Virginia. They will place PPLE or people to make this another Schlittsville. Man, that's a strong statement. Born a Hawkeye. Haven't seen you in a while too. T. Fisher, many blessings and much love. Thank you. Thank you, T. Fisher, and I hope you're doing all right. Ilea, my New Year resolution is to make more videos, learn a new language, and start back up my jewelry business. What's yours? Best wishes for 2020. Ilea, you did amazing jewelry. I hope you, if you did send me anything, I didn't get it, but I thought that your jewelry was absolutely amazing. David Johnson, thank you for subscribing. Justin True, wow, dude, what's up, man? Drone Fleet is looking for missing nukes. What? Justin True is a channel that he's in Hawaii, and that dude is very, very smart. So that makes me really wonder. Drone Fleet is looking for missing nukes. Never. That's nuts. EMP Shield. I'm assuming that's Andrew. Bam. That's huge. Happy New Year's. $150 off. 1 hour only. Use Marf code. And did a $50 super chat. So EMP is here. I guess they are doing a 1 hour only. $150 off on each device. Or on, I don't know what that is. It just says $150 off. So I don't know. Thank you, EMP Shield, whether that be Andrew or one of the other staff. Thank you guys. That's awesome. Thank you. And then Bert just tuned in. Nice to catch you live. Hard to catch you on Eastern. I'm here from EOW. Happy New Year's. That's awesome. You came over from Edge of Wonders, how they put my video on there. That was super nice of them. Also, we were trying to work with channels like them and others to actually team up and to stand up against some of this. And then David Johnson, thank you for subscribing once again. Okay, now we're going to get to the calls. We have, let's see here. Jordan up first. So we're going to get Jordan on live. Jordan, you are live on Marfoogle TV. What is going on?
Oh my goodness, it's been a minute. I've been watching for a good, maybe a year now, but Dex said you guys had a lot of callers, so I just want to zip through it real quick for you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
I wrote a couple of things down.
Okay, let's get it started.
One was like for everybody to like look into is the Zeitgeist movie. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it pretty much breaks down a whole bunch of things in religion. I don't know. So that's that. That's one thing to check into, how they're all pretty much the same. But the I'm in Maryland, and so Calvert County pretty much. So the cloud, or what are they? Plane farts, let's say. They're all over the place. They, I can't even take the kids to go watch a sunrise, and it's really sad. But at all, there's that going on.
You can't even watch it. You go at 6 a.m. and I do it for video. I try to go, and I actually wake up. The whole sky is clear, but right at sunset, I'm trying to do a drone sunrise or a time lapse, or I can't even get them anymore. It's crazy.
No, I know, and the kids love watching the sunrise. We're right here on the Chesapeake Bay, so it's like it's getting almost like it's annoying. But sometimes these planes around here fly so low that me and my husband, we've held hands at night because we thought that was it. They were so low that it scared us to death. Don't know what that's about, but we have a couple of I guess military bases around here, so still scary. So keep going down the list. I guess I got the media's been doing this crap show with T-Man and all that. But the main thing that I've been seeing once is while all this is going on, all those meteors, nobody's mentioned the big one. The big one, the Apophis.
Apophis, yeah, I was going to say.
And I don't know how severe that is. It's kind of scary because nobody's mentioned it, and you think of all this stuff going on. And I don't know if you you remember E-Bombs World?
Well,
do you remember that from?
I know the name, and I'm trying to think of why my brain knows E-Bombs World. Was it a show or?
It was
a
like
website
when the internet first started up. Yeah, it was like all those stupid, like pretty much like I don't even know what the hell you would compare that to now. Shoot. So basically, they have this one on there. It's called The End of the World. And if anybody out there listening knows what I'm talking about, you guys, it pretty much sums up in a nutshell what's going on right now. And it's funny. It's a funny little skit, but it's scary at the same time when you look at it 15 years later.
Well, so what do you think of Apophis? Do you think that because isn't it weird that all of the countries are making a system to destroy or put off oncoming asteroids? Russia's going to make a moon base supposedly to shoot them down. China's lasers and our nukes. So what's going on?
I'm scared, honestly, because, they talk, you think about them going back to Antarctica, and, why have they been doing that? Why is that so secretive? I don't think it's some spaceship. I think it's underground basing. If you go back even further, I don't know if you remember, there was pictures of, like, mass caskets being shipped, and they were like 3 or 4 small bodies could fit into it. Do you remember that?
Yeah. In fact, we talked to one of the workers at the factory that made those big plastic containers that were, I think that was in Georgia, was it not? It was somewhere, and it might have not been, it was one of the Midwest states, and all of those were stacked there. We found out the company that made them, and the woman called in, and no offense to the woman, she's a fan of the show. She sounded like she was on repeat from their spiel, like, no, the government buys these and doesn't tell us why, but it's only for good reasons, and they only use it for casket liners and this and that. And I was thinking, this sounds like a pamphlet that CIA gave the boss and said, hey, tell your employees this. That's what it sounded like, because they were airtight. Her argument said that they weren't airtight. We pulled up the website of her own job, and they said airtight. So that it would protect. So there was some weird stuff about it. We went over the debunk of it. So Metabunk did a debunk on it, and then we looked and we're like, but Metabunk is biased in a way. So is Snopes. You know what I mean? Both of these, Snopes and Metabunk, are both biased in ways because of who owns them. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. But anyways, we're at time. So if you could just throw in your last statement.
Nope, that's it. I got through everything I need to get through. I hope everybody has a happy New Year. I'm surprised I got through, honestly. It's awesome. Yeah, but definitely check out the Apophis. And if, for guys that are whatever, spiritual, I don't know what you want to call it, but Zeitgeist movie. Long, but it's definitely worth it. And I hope everybody has a happy New Year.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and Happy New Year to you as well. Jordan, first-time caller out of Maryland. Thank you so much. All right, and then up next we have Cheesehead Cowboy, another glowing cloud. Caught it on tape. So let's see this. I love when we get videos. Okay, we're going to get Cheesehead Cowboy. Hey, you are live on Marfoogle TV and apparently have a video for us. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct. Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year, man. It's nice to see you. Okay, well, talk to you. All right, let's get this on.
Yes.
And I'll pull it up. Tell me what we're talking about.
Well, the other day I was driving through Wisconsin over to Minnesota and noticed that there was a glowing cloud. I took a video of this over in Michigan once before, but this time it was like a purple cloud. They just kept getting brighter and brighter as closer I got, so I picked up the camera and just filmed it. And basically I got right up underneath it, by the time I was underneath it, it was so bright. I mean, it was lighting up the snow and everything. So it's just, I mean, it's bright purple as could possibly be.
What in the world is this? Okay, so I have seen where you're looking off in the distance and like the city light, but this is purple. This is kind of some of the same stuff that we see. You would think on a Tyler Secure Team video or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And, it was like way out in the middle of nowhere, too. I mean, I was literally going through like caverns and bluffs and stuff, and nothing but forest. And, I was thinking, well, maybe it's something shining up, being so close to Christmas. Maybe somebody had lights on, but man, I couldn't find anything anywhere. I mean, it was pitch black everywhere I went except for that purple sky.
All right, and I would love for people to tell me if you guys can see this. So this is a 5-minute and 30-second video. What, by the time you got to it and by the time it got brighter and brighter, what did you think it was? What is your theory on what this is?
I really have no idea. Somebody commented though over on the video, and they thought that it was plasma, which I've been working so much that I haven't had a chance to look that up. But they sounded like they knew what they were talking about. Something about like when the weather changes and the going from solid, the liquid to gas. They said then it goes to plasma. So I don't know. They said that it turns into like almost like a light. So.
Well, but like underwater, something like that could be explained by like a phosphorus or some sort of glow in the dark animals or something like that. But in the sky, is that something that you guys know about? Put it in the chat if you know, if you think you have the answer to what this is, or if you're watching the replay, put it down in the comments below. So this is it actually is getting brighter as you get closer. So we're going to keep, I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit and see if we can look at that. That is actually really quite ominous.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, I was driving a truck at the time, and I really didn't have anywhere to mount it, so I'm holding a phone, which wasn't obviously the safest thing to do, but I tried recording it as much as I could until I got right up underneath it, and I got to the point where it was like literally right above me, and at that point, I mean, everything, all the snow was just glowing purple, everything. I mean, it looked like moonlight except purple.
It's really weird looking, that's for sure. That is, it really is getting brighter and brighter. It's, you know what? It's got a shape to it. Look at that.
I mean, it's like a perfect circle from a distance.
You can see the trees. When you go by the shadow of the trees, it's definitely up in the sky. Like that's... Okay, that is creepy. That is really creepy.
And I've seen something similar before, except there was like a reddish light at the time that was going, through Michigan. It was like getting close to like sunrise, but where it was all lit up, it was, to the west. It wasn't towards the east where the sun should have been coming up. And I mean, it was a good, hour or two before the sun actually did come up.
Wow.
Even when it did, I mean, it was still glowing in that area faintly.
Somebody said, "What is that sound?" It was just me messing around with the echo and the thing. It really is creepy.
If you had the sound on and the diesel truck.
Oh no. Like I said, that this is it looks like it's above you. It honestly looks. It doesn't look. I'm sorry, but that is weird. And you have the video. I mean, it clearly. That's legit. That is really crazy looking.
That was insane. I mean, it was cool. I mean, I don't think it was anything dangerous. I think it was just one of those, weird mysteries. But, man, it was pretty cool to look at.
That is really crazy. And it gets bigger and bigger and above you. Wow, look at this. Look at this. It's above you. You're driving under it.
And I mean, I saw that thing for a good 10 minutes. It was probably 5 minutes before I actually decided to pick up the camera because it was like so faint from a distance. But as I got closer, it just got brighter and brighter.
And it's above you.
Like I said, even when I turned off the camera, it was just so bright that it was lighting up everything like moonlight would do, like a full moon.
Oh my gosh. And by the way, I did skip ahead. It didn't just jump. When I skipped ahead, I wanted to see it. Literally, he's driving underneath this thing. That is absolutely amazing. Cheesehead Cowboy, this is an awesome, awesome video. Yeah, unbelievable. If you guys know what this is, please let us know. Put it in the plasma breached the magnetosphere, high radiation. See, that sounds like something that would make sense. That does make sense. Like in my head, or it sounds scientific. Oh yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. I don't know, but it's definitely crazy. Well, thank you for giving us the chance to see this. Again, it was at about 105 views here. Of course, we will put Cheesehead Cowboy's information down in the chat below. Is there anything else you want to say before you go?
No, I just figure with all the craziness going on in the world, there's something that's kind of like a little upper there, so we're not just talking about the negative on New Year's Eve. So.
Absolutely. This is Cheesehead Cowboy. If you guys want to check out his videos, you can go over, and then on our website, marfooglenews.com, he will have a permanent spot on this show. So if you're watching this a month from now, 2 months from now, 5 months from now, you can actually go to marfooglenews.com, go back to this show, and you will see all of his channel there and be able to get on there very, very easily. Well, thank you, Cheesehead Cowboy. I appreciate you calling in, and great video. That's awesome.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks a lot, and once again, Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year. Hey, thanks for the honk. That's awesome. He gave us the honk. You see, the truck drivers, we opened up a truck drivers hotline on 224-400 Marf because of all of the crazy information we were getting from all around the country. I mean, they get videos of all sorts of things. All right, martial law, what is going on? You are live on Marfoogle TV.
Well, hey, Adam, how you doing?
Good. So let me pull up your card here. It says that you are in Florida, and it says have family with that works at the White House. What's going on with this?
Well, yeah, of course. I have family that works at the White House. I've got family in the military that's been in there for a long time, and a lot of my family are, well, highly intelligent. And Donald Trump's not going to allow anybody in the White House that's kind of stupid. So, he hired my family. So anyway, I wanted to say something to you, Adam, before I get started on this Iraq thing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So if you can bear with me just for a second. It's a little prayer that I wrote for our New Year's Eve, for the next day, for tomorrow, our new millennium. I mean, basically our new, it's going to be the beginning tomorrow, the beginning of everything from QAnons to you name it. Okay, so I wanted to say this, if you don't mind.
Well, I don't know what you're going to say, so go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to say a prayer, and I'm a Christian guy, but I don't throw my Bible at anybody, but I just want to lend my Bible to somebody. So, my King of Kings, as we sit here with family and friends online, I just want to thank everybody that's here today, each and every one here holding hands and being responsive to everything that we do in prayer, that for Jesus Christ has sacrificed his life for us, who gave up his life for us. I mean, it's sad for me that you gave your life for me, Jesus. It's sad that you literally gave your life for me, but I appreciate everything you have done. So I really can't finish my prayer because I already done messed that up, but if you want to know about the Iraq and Iran,
what do you mean? Just say amen. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Thank you, brother. Amen.
So, and then what else?
Well, there's a lot going on. Oh my God. I mean, give me a subject. I mean, my God.
Well, so you said your family works. You don't have to have a special source or whatever to call in, but I mean, what do you think is happening with this whole, embassy thing?
Oh, well, that's a little side job. That's CIA op. I mean, geez, can I say that? I mean, it's a CIA op. It's to get your mind off of what's really going down with the 134,000 indictments. I mean, can I say that too? because you remember me when I got mad at you for saying, I can't say certain things, but I'm an American, so I can say whatever the hell I want to say. And in all actuality, we already know what's going on. I mean, they're doing a psyop in Iraq and Iran and the Texas church and all this. They sent a guy in to shoot up some people, and they didn't think that somebody was going to be in there with a gun and shoot them and kill them. But the person that got killed didn't even fucking know what he was going. Sorry, I didn't mean to say. Jesus, man, we all know what's going on. The CIA, the FBI is corrupt. There you go. They're all corrupt.
Fair enough. Well, I didn't cut you off this time. We try to keep it clean. I hope you understand now. I hope you understand now, by the way. Just if the more you see that your favorite shows are getting knocked off the platform, you have to realize, yes, you have freedom of speech. You can go outside your house and yell. But if it's on the show, you kind of got to do what you got to do to keep the show going.
No, dude, I'm sorry. I'm trying
to
do
you're
my
fine.
best.
You're fine.
I've got so much information, Adam. I mean, I've got so much information. And I told you about the food that Michelle Obama put on our kids. I told you that. I told you about all the food that they were feeding our kids in 2009 and 2000 all the way up to 2014. They were feeding our kids all this Astrazine. I told you about this. And they were feeding our kids
here's what we should do. Martial law, you should call in again because tonight we've been very strict about the 5 minutes and we're past that. But you should call in and instead of, debating about stuff, next time you call in, just give us one chunk of information per time and just put it out there, okay?
Good. The UN's about to invade America. There's your the UN is about to invade America. And there you go. I don't know what else to tell you. That's like the worst thing that could ever happen to America right now is we're being invaded and it's coming over our borders. Because I know Lewis Arthur, I know all the people on the border right now. I mean, I'm friends with a lot of these people, and y'all can just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm fine with that, and I appreciate that. But when you're talking about invasion, hell, the northern from Canada, we're being invaded so bad right now. If we had cameras down there, it would blow your mind. But it's okay. Everybody keep doing their shows, keep doing what the hell they're doing, and God bless you guys. But we're being invaded right now, and we're being overtaken, and that's the Democratic Party is overrunning our country.
All right, buddy. Well, so we're trying to stay on here. Well, thank you for your information, and please, you're welcome to call back in again. Again, I gave you some extra time so you could finish your statement. All right. And actually, he clicked out. That's okay. Again, it is New Year's Eve too, so we're gonna have some fun calls here. I hope he's not right about the UN. But obviously, we've been covering that. They took over a compound in, what state was that, Dex? Do you remember what state it was, the UN compound?
Was that the one, they set up something in Salt Lake? Is that the one you're referring to?
Yes. The woman said, the woman was talking with the security guard. This is a real video. And the security guard says, do not tape me. Do not videotape me. She's like, I'm in a government building. I can tape you if I want. This is, public property. She goes, no, ma'am, it's not. Since last Sunday, the UN has taken over this building for their purposes, and you technically cannot. It wasn't a part of the United States for that time being. They can actually take over small chunks and say this is not, this is international land. It's crazy. Mary says, no drinking and marfing. That's awesome. That's okay. Hey, everybody, it's New Year's Eve. And I believe, somebody said, I believe he's right. Yeah, I do too. On a lot of those things. Let's see here. And if just heads up, if you do have family at the White House and you have connections way up top, try to get snippets of information from them and then say that, in the 5 minutes. Okay. let's get going. Let's see here. Okay, perfect. Alrighty. Wow, okay. Well, Dex, let me pull you in here. So, Dex, I understand that, it's now New Year's Eve.
Yeah, we've got, for our fam on the East Coast, they've got about half hour left.
Yeah, so we wanted to get in some calls to try to at least get that information out. We believe that right now there's a lot of stuff going around the country, but in about half an hour on the East Coast, it is going to be midnight. So I want you guys to be able to go do whatever you're going to do. If you are watching it on TV, go ahead and do that. Really, I hope and by the way, we are going to try to do a show tomorrow as well. We have not taken a day off since Friday, I think it was. I think we did Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which Mondays are normally our days off, because we want to actually get as much out as possible. There's so much news right now, it's actually impossible. So, again, let's see here. Yeah, so we're going to get in. Next show will be a regular long show, but of course everybody has plans tonight and stuff, so we're going to get the heck out of here in a second. Dex, love you, man. Happy New Year's.
Love you too, and Happy New Year to you and to the fam, and any of you celebrate or shoot off fireworks, please be careful. I know it may be fun, but it's also dangerous. So
well, you might need both hands to survive. Cindy Moore, thank you, by the way. I appreciate that. You can always write a message there. No, you go ahead and continue. Just wanted to say that before I forgot.
No worries. But much love and Happy New Year to the Foogle fam. I love you all.
All right, thank
God
you.
Bless.
Thank you. Happy New Year's. And then Patricia Rivas, holy moly, $60 super chat. Keep up the great work you do. Thank you guys. Thank you for helping. That's kind of like a last minute 2019 donation. So thank you. That's awesome. Steel Hauling DC. I have been here a couple of years, hardly speak, but watch and listen. You're doing great with the channel. Thank you for speaking up. Happy New Year's. Congrats on the baby and other little ones. Thank you. My 3 little daughters are super happy tonight. T. Fisher, hunker down and keep on looking up with a smile. Many blessings, y'all. And then, again, T. Fisher, thank you so much. Mary Menching, just for the end of 2029. Talking about Apophis, most likely. Frankly speaking, says Happy New Year, Adam, and greater success for 2020. This 2020 feels like the year everything's going to go down. I feel it. Bert, why do we need the CIA? Anyone? I get that question too a lot. William Harrell and Brad Kaufman, thank you for joining the family. Seriously, we mean that. Every single person here ends up finding friends, ends up finding people that... The thing is when you go anywhere else, people treat you like you're nuts and like you're crazy and you're loopy just because you ask questions. That's not how it should be. We should be able to talk about things because look at history. Look in history books as we have dressed up people in different uniforms, like military uniforms, and then they threw something into something, and it was boom, and then all of a sudden it's a conflict, and it was basically made out of nowhere. So there's a lot of things that really do go down behind the scenes, but we're not supposed to ask. So with that being said, I love all of you guys, and I really, really hope that you are going to have a great night. It's going to be a short outro, and then we are going to go say Happy New Year's. Much love. Be safe. Be prepared. And Marf out. If you're drunk when you're foogling, if you're jumping, you're foogling, go do something fun. Never leave me alone with my Linda W and my Cherokee Moon. With my Cherokee Moon. With my Cherokee Moon. What's the matter, you? Sean Brand, coming back. Charlie Brandon and the Phil Biddy and the Team Weaver. It will change in a minute. Hellraiser and everybody gotta get their logos. Danielle, Catherine, Heigl, and the GP loves you. Loves you. It's all about the love that we give each other on this beautiful holiday. Happy New Year's, y'all. Here for the real news. Hey Bones and Speedway Signs Tucson, The Oracle, and Lexi with Dex. Thank you. Thank you. Hey Beverly Grass and Empty L. Gotta bring back around and now it's never stale. Gotta bring Serena and the rest of the pair. People through here and the Calico 45. The Sarah Goldie by my side. Is that the Sarah Goldie, by the way? Hey, Sarah Goldie. Welcome. I hope people are having a great night. I've got the Kappa child, gotta bring you back round, you know we child. Gav Mom 14, gotta be B, and gotta be vintage with that mean old rider. Gonna bring back now, and we styler than now. Chris M and Sulu 63, and the Cali Josie. Ichu and the Cali Josie. We've got the Joseph Johnson and the Roger Porath with the Trish. I'm gonna bring it right back like the Rebo Snuffle, and we're going awful, awful, awful. Like we're reading the gospel. Like we're reading the gospel. Hey, Sandra 1209 and Burlap Garden Gal, thank you for coming around and being our pal. Hey, Ari55 and SD Parker, thank you for being by my side through everything. Hark, who goes there? It's Kat Tinsey and Do Not Give Up. Daniel Fuqua, hey, I didn't say nothing to you. I bet Mermaid, AB Buckeyes, Nora Cortiem and Lexi with Dex. J Stone 78 and Yabba Dabba Sexy. Haven't seen Rose Vanessa in a while. Did she bounce out? Captain Pat and Jay-Z, and this is my screen name. We've got that Catherine Willie and the J Bird to blame. Got to bring the RJ Hilarious and the rest of this game. April Osborne, thank you for coming. And Trishelle I Shorefront, I appreciate it. Thank you, Roy Lowry and Foogle for always coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. I just wish I could bring you all the way down, Kylie and no round. Because Deborah Radford and Woody's mom in the desert where we going down, and you never know we've gone. Mr. Vin Lewin and Dottie Smith, bringing it down like we've got shit down to do and down for you. On Mitchell and the rest of the crew coming back round, and they all love you. And you know JK's got the hearts, Logos Warriors on the par. Stephen Diaz, Cricket Lulu, and Cindy Claffey's loving you. I just wanna see you and Filipino and the Trinity, red or blue, feel high ho. Coming to Friday.
shall be being with me. Kylie Holly as land. Gonna bring why, which ways when. Trish Kid yeah.
Thank you, Jem Taylor, Teresa K, a Boston Terrier Queen, Puka, Alfred Phillips, BT1093, and Orange Jacks. Only 28 minutes to go to New Year's. Joanne Tripp, I appreciate you.
Happy New Year's, bring it on down and you see the way we fall. And then we've got to be safe tonight. Be safe tonight. Every time then we go back down, coming back around. It's a Marfoogle. It's a Marfoogle.
All right, you guys, I want you to have a great new year. Hopefully you are in a safe place tonight.
Oh, yes, we rock. Coming back time. I just tell you that we want to ride all the way home and you go home tonight. Hopefully you're not driving yourself after you're drinking. Bad for your health, and we go and we get with our friends tonight, and we drinking and we doing everything that's not right, but what we thinking isn't up to us, it's up to Hennessy, loving all of that love, drinking that champagne, gotta get it down. Happy New Year to the rest of the crew. Hey, Marfoogle family, thanks to you. We hit 100 by the end of the year. Thank you and oh no fear. Thank you from Adam, Dex, and the man. Hey, thank you from Adam, Dex, and the Markland. Coming back, doing it all day. Gonna bring it back. Who cares what I say? It's 2020. Thank you. I hope you find it funny. Hey, B.O.D. and Shannon.
B.O.D. and Shannon are my best friends. I love you, Shanna May. Thank you, Carol Cromwell. But being absolutely serious, thank you guys for having a great time tonight, and Happy New Year. Don't get too drunk, and make sure to take a cab. Or, well, those don't exist. I meant an Uber. Thank you so much. Here is instructions how to join our Discord. Remember, join Marfoogle News Alerts because we are going to be sending out one very soon.
You want to know what's going on? What's really going on when it happens? Go to marfooglenews.com and get Marfoogle Alerts along with a Discord invitation where you can find your local state group and get together with the Foogle fam. You'll find fast friends where you'll share prep and intel, and there's even special groups for former and current military. But don't try and steal the valor of those who have really served. It won't go well for you. The Marfoogle fam is waiting for you.